Hey everybody, good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome to another inspirational and awe-inspiring episode of Rantz with your boy, King Darius. So, look, sorry for the gap in between episodes. Like I said, right now my wife is resting. We are expecting our next child, and with her being almost like literally a month due, it's been a lot to just get everything done. I've been just trying to find the time, between everything to be able to dedicate to doing my show. But I'm back today with a very important topic I would like to talk with all of my YouTubers. So, here's a question. The question that I want to ask you guys is this. Do you believe that us men receive the same amount of support that women receive? That's our question of the day. Do men receive the same amount of support today that women receive? I believe us men do not receive the same amount of support as women. It's hard on anybody when your skin color is black. To make matters worse, you have to deal with the pressures of now also being a dad. And then you have to deal with the pressures of being a husband. It's like the weight of the world is sitting on your shoulder and you carrying it around with you, and you can't even balance it all. You can't balance it all, and sometimes it's overwhelming. It really is. It's overwhelming. For me, I know it is. I've had a hard time dealing with being a dad, and at the same time with being a husband, and then trying to also be myself. I feel like as I'm wearing so many different hats I have to wear, it comes with a set of behaviors that I have to portray in that situation. I'm a black dad, I'm a black husband, and I don't mean to just stick race on top of it, but that's the way the world sees me. Now, do I think that's okay? No. I wish there were resources and outlets men had to be able to deal with the pressures of today's society. The world puts so much on our backs alone as men that they don't even give us an opportunity to even say, hey, hello, we need help as well. No, it's like you see and hear a man having struggles, he's a punk. We are supposed to raise our boys into believing that what makes a man is the fact that he goes to work every day, brings home all the money, he's the backbone of the family. But whoever said that we dads don't get tired? Whoever said that we husbands don't need someone to talk to in our time of need? There's a lot of Facebook groups, I'll admit that. But then my view on Facebook groups is this. It's a bunch of them. They're meaningless. And the reason why I say they're meaningless is because they may be on Facebook, but who has time to always get onto Facebook? Sometimes you're so busy in your day that you're doing what you're doing, and you don't even have time to even say, let me go ahead and click on Facebook.com and get onto this social group right here and talk with these people. Some of these people in these social groups don't even meet up with half of the members. They don't meet up with half of the members. They don't host events and stuff like that. And it's like, you never really know who you can go to in your time of need. I know I've had a hard time. I've had a hard time so much, the fact that like now, my doctor is saying it's affecting my health and stuff like that. All because I'm overdoing it. I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids. I'm a good husband. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then at the same time, I have to deal with work. And it's like, where do you draw the line and say, this is too much on my plate? Where do you draw that line and say it's too much on my plate? There's a movement out there for the women called the Me Too movement. But then what happens when men become victims? What happens when we men are crying out for people to be there for us? What happens when we men need people to say, hey, here's a shoulder for you to cry on? We're not a punk for admitting weakness. We're not. We're not punks for admitting that life gets to us sometimes. We're human, just like everybody else. And life is going to get to everybody. For there to be no support for men out here to be able to deal with the pressures of today's world, man, that's sad. That's sad. That is really, 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 really sad. It really is. You know, I have tried to look for whatever source I could, and I found nothing. But I bet you, and from what I did notice, there's a bunch of different things for battered women, women that have been raped, women that have been abused, women that are having a hard time with their husbands. Everything is there for the women to be able to have that sense of freedom, that sense of, okay, I have somebody I can talk to. There's a bunch of things for women, but there's nothing for men. Nothing. Nothing. How often do churches today hold men's conferences? They hold more women's conferences than they do men. Which holiday is celebrated the most between Mother's Day and Father's Day? Mother's Day. Though a woman can't even have a child without a man's seed. The man is far more important. A woman can't have a child without a man's seed, but yet we're sitting here saying women are 10 times more important. And they are. I have to agree. Yes, in some cases they are important. But when it comes to taking care of a family, the man being the head of the house, there's nothing there for us. Nobody's supporting us. Nobody's giving us a shoulder to cry on. Nobody's saying, I'm here to listen. Nobody. The first thing people say, you know, go deal with it in therapy. The reason as to why this topic is so important to me is because I've seen the ugly side of life when it comes to how people don't support men. They turn to alcoholism, they turn to abuse, they turn to cheating, and then next thing you know, we're labeled bad. Most of the time when you watch movies, there's always a sympathetic side. Oh, a woman being hurt by a man. All the Tyler Perry movies I've seen have never focused on a man being hurt by a woman. None of the Tyler Perry movies have said, oh, here's a situation with a man and he has to have a lying, cheating, scheming girlfriend or lying, cheating, scheming wife. Because the minute a woman does that, oh, it's the other guy's fault. No. I like watching Investigation Discovery because Investigation Discovery does show that there are some women that can do evil in this world. It's sad, man. It really is. It's sad. It's sad. Because nobody wants to support us. Nobody wants to be there for us. African American males are under attack. Males, period, are under attack. And it's always going to be an attack on us until someone finally decides to say, enough is enough. Let's help support our men out here the same way we support these sisters. It's always going to be that way. So I'd like to ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe, our question of the day is, do you guys believe that men receive the same amount of support today as women do? I can easily say no. When you look at the Olympics now, there are more women in the Olympics than there are men. And this does not mean woman bashing at all. But the simple fact is what makes a man and the things that make a man is starting to literally become so docile that now it's going to be like we don't need men anymore. Then what? If we men all were picked up and shipped off to an island, there would not be life anymore. There would not be life anymore. Women could not procreate without men. So, our question of the day today is, again, what do you guys believe that men receive the same amount of support today as women do? Drop me a comment. Let me know. And as always, guys, thank you for being on my show today. Deuces.